So you want to be God of the Linux terminal, and every single time you enter a command in the terminal, you find yourself unable to perform the tasks because you do not have the permissions to use it. What is a person to do? Welcome to TQA Weekly. I'm your host Steve Smith, aka Z-Axis. Thank you for subscribing if you already have, and if you haven't, it is tqaweekly.com/subscribe for any information you need to subscribe to the show. Now, to be very specific about today's topic, it all has to do with rights and permissions. Now, let's explain how rights and permissions affect almost every single operating system on the planet. You have what is known as a guest mode. Then you have a normal user mode, an administrator mode, and Linux comes with another special one called root mode. Now, most people run as administrator. Shame on all of us. Yes, I do it too. And it's typically not a very good idea because it allows viruses to basically propagate through all our computer systems and gain special rights, things they really shouldn't have. Newer, more modern versions of Windows and Mac have a special normal user mode that we should all be running into because we can sideswipe into the administrator mode to install our applications. Linux is basically a little bit better than that. If you're trying to run a command that modifies the whole system, you require root access, God mode. And this is only for a very specific set of commands. Anything that modifies the operating system, anything that modifies the programs running within the operating system, anything that requires access to special or running files in progress, or things like private keys. These are things that require root access. And entering root access in the terminal can be achieved by one of two means. You've already seen me do this before. You tack the word sudo in front of the command that you're trying to run, and it gives you a temporary root mode. This is not the command I'm showing you today. I'm showing you sudo space TQA. It's on the screen. Sudo, sudo space, the minus, and small I. This gives you a kind of permanent root access within the terminal that you ran it in. You can do anything you want in here, but with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, I know. Quote from Spider-Man, Uncle Ben to be more specific, or if you want to be even more specific and correct, FDR, one of the United States presidents. And I'm applying it to this too because you can break your operating system in this mode. So, along with this command, I am giving you the end-all of all commands for this mode, and it's the same as the actual DOS prompt in Windows. So it's exit. You type in exit, hit enter, and you're out. So before you get lost into this thing, sudo space TQA, do whatever you need, like updating the apt-get, and then exit to get out. And as long as you don't do anything else stupid like inside the root mode, you will be fine. At the very worst, just make an image copy before doing anything. Now, next week, and because one of my friends was supposed to wait for me to buy a computer but apparently didn't, of course, we won't get into him right now, we'll be talking about the procedure you should go through before buying a new computer. I'll talk about the different types of computers and new hardware that currently exist and how to avoid being sold something that A, doesn't fit your needs, or B, you don't need at all. So I'll explain the difference between what we call the slim laptops, the netbooks, tablets, desktops, and everything in between in that spectrum. And trust me, there's a lot in there now because a whole bunch of amazing hardware that I would probably like to stock right behind me for my show. Don't have the budget for, but I'm going to explain everything about all these different technologies basically what they're missing that most people want in them, so that you don't end up buying something like a netbook when you need a full laptop, or you don't buy a tiny little desktop PC when you need a full box. So I'll be explaining how to buy the best computer for you today. And when I make computers for people, I talk about not just today, but in the future. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to TQA Weekly for more information like our show notes, how to join our mailing list, get your own TQA Weekly branded gear apparel, our Android application. Visit tqaweekly.com or .ca. Stay safe and online, and have a great day. Goodbye.